we're recording from three different sources, so at least one of them works. I have the fabulous Wyn Aubrey-Child here. We're actually, I am lucky. I know she's lucky too, but I'm lucky to be next to her, and I'm enjoying a white iced latte.
Yes.
And what are you enjoying?
Acai berry.
She's enjoying juicy berry juice. And to make you jealous, I'm enjoying a mochi.
Me too.
Some.
Mochi. I think I'm a bit addicted to mochi.
She's a bit addicted to mochi. That's the their worst things in life.
Yes.
So we can look here, we can look there, we can look there. Like we have three cameras going on. We're so technically advanced today, and we have a mic right in the middle. We don't see the mic, but you see the mic, so we'll work with the mic, whatever. But I thought I'd go for 3 devices today rather than one device that doesn't work and one of them.
Yes, one of them must. Cheers, Olga. It's so lovely to be back here again. Oh my gosh, talk about joy. Whoa, my biggest joy is to be back here after being on
the mainland.
After being on the mainland for 2 years. Of course, it was lovely on mainland because my joy there was my youngest grandchild. I managed to see his first year from 0 to which was absolute joy. He's permanently smiling, permanently smiling. And so that was lovely. But oh, am I glad to be there. California's okay, but this was near LA. No, LA is not.
That's coming from a spoiled person. California is okay.
It's okay. Another must. Cheers, Olga. It's so lovely to be back here again. Talk about joy. Whoa, my biggest joy is to be back here after being on the mainland for 2 years. Of course, it was lovely on mainland because my joy there was my youngest grandchild. I managed to see his first year from 0 to which was absolute joy. He's permanently smiling, permanently smiling. And so that was lovely. But oh, am I glad to be there. California's okay, but this was near LA. No, LA is not.
That's coming from a spoiled person. California is okay.
It's okay. But oh, Hawaii's the best. I'm so happy. So happy.
And I'm so happy that she's back because I get to spend time with her. And you will know how privileged I am to be spending time with her because this woman is absolutely incredible. We met in a social setting.
Yes.
And I was absolutely taken by her energy. So positive, and she was so bubbly. And she was wearing beautiful pink lipstick, which I loved so much. You've lost a little bit of it. So Wyn has been wonderful to join the challenge. And she's done some of it, but not all of it, because she's been experiencing a little bit of
eye problems. Oh dear. But it has made me realize how wonderful people are who are blind. I mean, oh my goodness. I was kind of blind for 2 weeks. I literally couldn't do anything. It was unbelievable. And I said, these people who do wondrous things and they're blind. This is amazing. So I said, this is a gift from me because it's teaching to appreciate those things, right? And have to manage without their sight and also have precious sight. Oh my gosh, I'm taking such good care of my eyes. I really am. Because one has no idea. You're taking it for granted until something happens. And it happens for a reason. I'm a great believer in that. It happens for a reason. And it happens for a reason to teach us a lesson. Nice lessons. Mostly.
What would the lesson be for you? So what are things that you mentioned as appreciating people who don't have to say?
And it's humble. It makes you humble because you know what? You have to ask help. All the time you have to ask for help. And I'm not one to really ask help. I'm very so like you quit. I'm very independent. So it was really difficult for you to ask for help. But I mean, it was stay inside, sitting on the couch or lying on the bed doing nothing,
Yeah.
or asking for help. And another thing, I all know, if you can't drive, you're limited. And I used to drive all over the island, and I couldn't drive. And of course, my husband has got car, and I'm the designated driver. So you can imagine. However, the lessons we learned from were wonderful.
Um, I was smiling before because I can't drive.
Oh, we've got to let Uncle Lee,
I know.
our teacher. Oh, gosh, I don't know. Take my life into my hands.
Talk to me. Hold on. Talk to me about your attitude towards life. So you were saying, we were talking a little bit about mindset, but I absolutely love the way you engage with the world, and that is to see, in my view, to see the positive before you see the negative. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, first of all, we're all awfully lucky to be alive. and I feel I've been very lucky because most of my life was in a very peaceful time, between the 60s and 2020, whatever, 4, 3, 2. I could travel the world with no real fears of any kind, of course, but no fears. And there were very few wars happening. And it was so wonderful to be able to travel, to be able to see all the different cultures, to understand where people are coming from. And, there's such a wonderful world out. And there's a lot to experience, and there's a lot to see. And I always say to young people, if you can, try and travel on your own before you settle, before you have children, in the years, 20 to 30. And then those 10 years are very precious, because those are the years that you're free, that you can travel around. And, how do you afford that? You can take a job wherever you want. There's always something you can do to keep yourself. And people are so kind. If you're on your own, I like to travel alone, because then people invite me also. They invite me here, they invite me there. If they thought I had a girlfriend with me or a boyfriend with me, they would be hesitant, and they probably wouldn't invite it.
But you're a type of person who are not between 20 and 30 right now. I'm just assuming, forgive me, but you still find the time to travel. You still find the time to do things on your own, but also with other people. You find time for other people. You make people joyful. I'm just speaking from my own experience. And so, where do you find joy today? What would you say to people who are struggling finding joy?
Okay. Well, I think in one way I was lucky, because I think I was born with a positive attitude.
Yep.
And there are people who are born kind of a bit melancholy.
Yeah.
And that doesn't, and I was born with a sense of humor. And that I get that sense of humor from my parents. My father had one. We were always laughing about it. We were always making fun of it in a nice way. And I just think I was very lucky in that way. But I think, how lucky we are to be alive.
Yeah.
What a wonderful world this is in many ways. I mean, the beauty of it. And look at nature. I mean, nature is so amazing. And I just feel that what an experience to be able to live on this earthly planet where we can have free will. We can do what we want. And you don't have to be limited by anything. You don't have to be limited by money. You don't have to be limited by fear. You don't have to be limited by anything. If you really want to do something, do it. Try everything. you know, because really,
How do you define everything?
um, well, let's say, I've heard some people say, oh, you know what? I'd love to be a medical doctor, but oh, I'm not clever enough. I can't. No, 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 no. Try it. And other people say, well, I'd love to go and surf, but I don't know. I'm a bit scared of surfing. Try it. Maybe you'll be good at it. You know, try everything, meaning experience everything that you want to experience.
What if you don't want to do it if you're afraid, like you said?
Wow, I'm a good one there. I have claustrophobia, and
There you go.
I won't go in elevators, lifts, I call them. I won't go in elevators, but I've come up to a situation now where my living situation is going to be either walking up 30 steps every time I get home or going in the office. And so my aim for the next few months is to overcome my fear of more spaces. That's my aim. And I know I can do it. I know I can do it. I have been a bit lazy in the past because I've been able to bounce the stairs. Right? No problem. Now, I can't.
You haven't been
remember.
lazy, you're cautious.
Thank you very much. You're very nice. Mixture of laziness, of course.
Exactly.
And now I can't, got to overcome it. And I went to my lovely naturopathic doctor, who's amazing. And she gave me a couple of potions. I don't know what's in them, but she said they're potions to help you when you put 5 drops in the morning and 5 drops at night, you'll be running to the elevator. You can't wait to get in. And I've only taken 2 drops because I've only a couple of days ago. So I'm going to see if that happens. I've actually been to a therapist about it, but I only went to the therapist twice because I didn't find it very helpful. So I said,
There were wrong therapists, but she can do it. I mean, you can tell she can do it. She can do anything.
If you put your mind to it, seriously, if you put your mind to anything,
Okay. 3 joys people can find. Some people may come back and say, hey, you're in Hawaii, it's easy for you to say. I'm in somewhere, no offense to anybody, somewhere. So it's easy for you to find joy. Yeah, you're talking about nature. Yeah, you have nature. But we have concrete. We live in a concrete jungle. Like, what do you say? The 3 joys to people who, I mean, again, maybe struggling finding something that is joyful. Where do they start? And what do you recommend in terms of not just starting, but keeping it alive and maybe enhancing it?
You know, I think one of the joys of my life, and hopefully everybody's, is friends. Surround yourself with people who you really feel akin to.
Like me.
With joyful people, if we could possibly help it. Don't spend too much time with somebody who's because that's going to, get the joy out of things. So surround yourself with people who are also joyful, who are grateful for what they have, whatever the circumstances. And you can do that anywhere. Doesn't matter whether you're in Hawaii or whether you're in some, who knows where, not such a beautiful place. You can surround yourself with people and they can bring you stuff.
Okay, that's number 1.
Number 2, let me think about this. I know. Number 2, find something, someone around, some people around that you can help. If you are giving service or help, very good. You feel, almost you feel better than the person receiving it. At the moment, I've got a group of people who are helping. A great friend who's unfortunately starting with dementia. And we are just pouring every day. And it's giving us as much as it's giving them. So I think come out of yourself and look around There's a lot of people who do. So do something that's helping, a kind of community service. It brings great joy, at least brings joy to me. And I think most people feel that it gives more to them than they did. I don't know.
And number 3.
Oh gosh, you know what brings me joy? My 3 grandsons. I mean, they're in California, and we've been in California for 2 years, and they were such a joy. But now we're going to do Zoom with them to watch them, I don't know, to see them in their stages of life, to see what they love, what to do, their personalities and things. I think children generally are a joy. I've had about 4 careers in my life, but my first one was teaching. And I found such joy in those students. And I was a teacher in the slums of London. And in the 60s, there were really bad slums in London. They cleared them all up. And the children that came out of those slums were a joy. They were absolutely rotten. And my friend and I, who also taught at the same school, we only taught for a year. We used to go to Hampstead, which was a big park in London, and collect greenery, collect flowers and wildflowers and each other, and take them in on Monday morning and have what we called a nature table. And we had all this stuff on the nature table, bring in all kinds of things. And we'd say to the children, find something in nature to bring in to help the nature table. And they'd bring in like dead snails and pieces of stone, because there was nothing, there was no nature at all. So we brought in this big nature table. It's a big table full of everything we could find that was green. That brought me joy, because they were joyful about that. And children on the whole are really joyful. With that, you've got 3 very lovely children that you're joyful about. I know they're gorgeous
Most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time. And so those are my 3.
So the 3 things that you mentioned, all of them about human relationships. So what do you say to people, and this is our last question, we're going to wrap up after this. Please listen very carefully. What do you say to people who struggle with relationships?
Yes, and I do know people, and I think that these people, they need to have help. It's very easy to say to them, oh, go out and social work. There are a lot of people who can't do that. And there are very good therapists out there. And I think people that have difficulty with relationships probably need to have help with a therapist. If you can get it on your health system, that's good, because otherwise they're very expensive.
Or a life coach.
Yeah, or life coaches are wonderful. Wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Yes. To Olga. You need help. You need help with it. So I would say go find help, explain your problem, really, and find someone that doesn't find empathy. You have to find the right person.
And this is Wyn Aubrey-Child, as you've heard yourself, is amazing. So when I put all of this in the notes, I don't know where it goes yet, but I don't think, do you want to be found? Does she want to be found? No, she doesn't want to be found. We'll talk about it.
I'd have to think about it.
She has to think about that. But you can always find her here, and you can always find her in the fabulous podcast episode that we recorded last year.
Yes.
That was amazing. And it is in 2 parts. And I'm considering releasing the whole thing at once, because it was fascinating. And some people came back to me like, this is frustrating because it just ended. So the whole thing is going to come out. Yeah, I just decided. Make a decision. So to that, make a decision to be joyful today. Find the little things that you can find. The little things, they don't have to be huge. It can be just walking outside and looking up in the sky. It could be calling a friend that you love. If you don't have a friend that you love, find someone that you admire and just reach out to them, and it's gonna give you a boost of positive energy. And then my big thing is color. So meaning color, like color. Look at her. So find something that is colorful and just spend a little bit of time with it. It could be a trinket, it could be a book, it could be an outfit, anything. And because that will directly affect your mood and it will directly affect the way you feel without you knowing or not. Right? So thank you for joining. Thank you for doing this.
Oh, it was a pleasure. Thank you, Olga, for giving me the opportunity.
Yay. Right.